Hey, I'm not gonna waste your time with a long, thought-provoking intro, and instead let's just get straight into it. Player creativity matters a lot, and here's why. Many games encounter an issue. They can't make content quicker than the players can actually complete it. This obviously leads to a lot of issues with both the game's community and the game's developers. Players get cranky and stop playing as they get bored of the stale lack of content, and developers lose their minds trying to keep up with the rate that players finish the new content. So, clearly there needs to be a bit of collaboration between devs and players to make more content. Originally, you'd just have to wait for another update. But what if you wanted to get creative yourself? Mods. If you're unfamiliar with what mods actually are, then we should probably start at the beginning. 1993, id Software released Doom and reshaped the gaming world with their revolutionary campaign and cutting-edge technology. But you have to remember, this was 1993. This is back when game companies cared the most about making a fun game, not just a product. id Software decided to package Doom with modding tools for the community, popularizing the modding scene for the world to see. These tools actually made modding somewhat easy for the community to get a grip of. The Doom level editor is surprisingly intuitive for a 90s game. Whilst Doom is technically 2D, it appears 3D due to some lovely trickery. The level editor is in a top-down style which makes designing maps extremely easy from a layout standing point. This will lead to a burst of custom content of mixed quality, albeit learning experiences. This modding community is actually still popular. Mods still get made every day for the original Doom and Doom 2, as the games are practically the same engine-wise. In more recent times, mods like GZ Doom have been made that bring the original games up to modern standards, and even allow full 3D. Even modeling can be done now. Trying to do something like that in the original Doom is pretty much impossible. The modding scene for games gives them a near infinite lifespan. So long as the boundaries keep being pushed, mods will continue to be made to the end of time. And you know I can't talk about modding without mentioning one of the biggest titans when it comes to the scene, Valve. In 1998, a group of plucky tech nerds and ex-Microsoft employees would go to make a little indie game with a heavily modified version of the Quake engine, licensed from id Software. This little indie game would be For those uninitiated, Half-Life was one of the single most acclaimed games in history, earning a whopping 50 separate Game of the Year awards. And you can clearly see why. The closest thing to Half-Life on a technical scale up to this point was Quake, which looks very crude now, but it was absolutely cutting edge at the time. Then we look at Half-Life and we see this. It still looks good. Obviously not as good as modern games, god no, but it has style, suave, and a true timeless art style. And the gameplay, oh boy, the gameplay. This is the part of Half-Life that still trumps most titles that come out today. Every little thing is a piece of a puzzle. You can't just rely on one weapon the whole game. You have to actively think about your plan, much like Half-Life's original tagline, run, think, shoot, live. And it's not just you doing the thinking. The AI of the enemies is absolutely amazing at times. The HECU soldiers being a clear example. These guys still put up a fight today, and that's not something many games from this time can say happens. They use their environment accordingly, they flush you out with grenades, they spray you down with their rifle, and all the while barking orders and calling you out. Every bit of their AI feels alive, and it's truly amazing. Now that I'm done gushing about Half-Life, let's look at what we're actually here for. The modding tools. Valve designed Half-Life to be friendly to modding from the very get-go. It came packaged with the very tools we used to create the game, the Gold Source Software Development Kit, SDK for short. This editor allowed players to both change up maps as they saw fit, but also see them in a 3D environment. You could do just about anything with these tools. Creative-minded individuals or even teams could go out of their way to put together a campaign's worth of content. One of the best examples would be 2012's Cry of Fear. Now this mod came out far after Half-Life's time, even releasing after Half-Life 2, an equally groundbreaking game. Cry of Fear features a full 8-hour campaign, co-op, however I've never had that working, and even multiple endings along with secrets to find. This is a whole new game in itself. You'll find that quite often with Valve's titles, the ease of access to the modding tools, coupled with their very open arm policy, can spawn entire new franchises. Look to the modding scene of Half-Life once more. The big hitters are things like Counter-Strike and Team Fortress Classic, both originally just mods made by a couple people, and then they eventually end up being purchased by Valve and fully packaged into a product. Team Fortress Classic was a spectacular success, going on to spawn TF2, the internet's favorite war-themed hat-collecting simulator, and Counter-Strike went on to spawn CSGO, or CS2 as it's known now, one of the biggest esports juggernauts all the way up there in the big leagues, with hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line. More companies need to be like this. It not only lets players get creative, but it also can get people to buy a game years after its release. However, one thing you may have noticed, all of these games are made for the PC, and none of this has really carried over to the console region. Let's just lean back a little bit and look at what's happening in the console gaming sphere, the custom things. Well, that's unfortunate. Up until this point, if you wanted to express your creativity, you were either severely limited or you simply had to make up rules and hope you stick to them. Whilst this works, it's not particularly great. And then in 2007, the game that everybody was waiting for smashed directly onto the scene. Halo 3. Xbox's King franchise back in the day was back for one final send-off, so we thought. The game came packaged with an absolute boatload of features. There was theatre mode that let you watch back your best clips in both campaign and the multiplayer, even having a built-in share feature. This theatre mode is so unbelievably easy to use that almost anybody could clip something, leading to a flourishing side of gameplay. Some more creative folks decided to do something else with the newfound movie camera. Meet Machinima, more specifically, Red vs. Blue. This is an entire web series built on Halo. Originally made all the way back in 2003 on the very first game. What started as a light-hearted comedy web series grew not only into a somewhat mature story with its moments, but also grew the Rooster Teeth company. May it rest in peace. Bungie opened the doors to Machinima and actively encouraged players to get creative in almost every single format of their games. With the theatre mode, you can create just about anything. And it's so easy to make a machinima that I actually made one myself for this video. Just look at this thing.
So Carver, when's that video coming out?
Huh? Oh, yeah, it'll come out when it's ready. Be patient.
Well, yeah, but it's like, I really want to watch it. Can I see it early?
No, it's not done. Piss off, man. Let me finish the damn thing. Shit. See? It's that easy. Sticking with Halo, a key feature ever since Halo 3 has been the Forge mode. This mode lets players edit and create maps to their liking, and whilst it wasn't spectacular in Halo 3, it's had its moments. If you were hard-headed enough or smart, with the limited options of props and budget, you could make just about anything you want. I remember someone made Shipment from COD in Halo, and that was actually the first way I played Shipment in my entire life. A Halo custom game. Custom games, you may ask? You heard me right, dear viewer. Custom games. These games allow players to tweak and edit any mode of their choosing, or even make some of their own. Combine this with the power of Forge, and you suddenly can do just about anything you want. Many popular custom games came into existence this way. Griffball was a custom game mode before eventually being added into official matchmaking by Bungie. Whilst not all of them would make it into the official game types, they all made it into the hearts of fans around the world. Game modes like Duck Hunt, Jenga, and Fat Kid are easily my favourite, just to name a few. Forge keeps getting better and better with each game it's added into. The latest in Halo Infinite is a huge step up from Halo 5's Forge, which actually wasn't there on launch. oddly. It's Forge that made me want to actually even play Halo Infinite in the first place. The custom games. I edited a map for me and some friends to play on and had a good few laughs playing and shouting at each other. 343 Industries, or as it's known now, Halo Studios, seems to be picking up the ball a little bit. They've added more Forge maps to the official browser, some more classic game modes like Castle Wars, and some general quality of life things. But aside from Halo, it also seems that games are actively avoiding these creative modes. The only ones I can think of right off the top of my head would be Gears 5's failed map maker, although I love that thing, and Fortnite's creative mode, which is actually one of the most impressive things yet. Being like Forge in many ways, but also tied to a free game like Fortnite leads to mere infinite potential. I'll mention though that Halo Infinite has also taken a free-to-play model, and whilst I'm not particularly a fan of this model because of the way that the stores end up being filled with overpriced FOMO garbage, it does actually allow an ease of access that wasn't found before. Just about anyone can figure out Fortnite's creative mode, and whilst I'm not particularly sure if anyone could figure out Forge due to its more technical side in recent years, both Forge and creative mode are almost neck and neck when it comes to things you can do with them. Fortnite has the power of Unreal Engine right behind it with its HD look and lifeless style. Yes, I do hate Unreal Engine, however powerful it may be. It looks completely soulless. That's probably just me though. Halo has a far more thought out scripting side, and whilst I haven't really figured out how it works yet, it's pretty neat as an added feature. People have made whole campaign levels using Forge, and even saying that sentence is insane when you remember this just started up as picking up and placing some props. Now it makes better maps than even the original company can. So listen up, executives at an unnamed game company. Even if your players hate your game, they'll still love the creativity. After all, that's what these games are at the end of the day. Not a product, a work of art and creativity that should be maintained, no matter what. Hey, so I'm recording the intro and I just realized that I've been using the wrong mic to actually record this whole time. So, you can tell me if you prefer this one or anything, I don't know. You can pick and choose really, I just want to see which one sounds better for you, my viewers, the ones who I actually give a shit about. Although I think this one's far quieter, but I think it's a bit cleaner, I think. I don't know. Hope you enjoyed this video though. Bye bye.